Hello, Social Innovation Summit. Let me take you back 15 years ago. My family and I started the Ryan Seacrest Foundation with a single studio in my hometown of Atlanta, with a dream to brighten kids' toughest days in the hospital through the power of media. Today, we've built a national network of 14, soon to be 16, Seacrest studios across the country. Seacrest studios have become a therapeutic tool for our hospital partners, and these studios, they play a meaningful role in giving kids who are receiving medical treatment a fun, creative place to host podcasts and produce videos and interview special celebrities and other guests, all without having to leave the hospital. As we scale this mission into a new era of national impact, I'm honored to introduce the women who have been a vital part of RSF's work to redefine the patient experience through innovation and empathy. Please join me in welcoming our CEO and Executive Director and my sister, Meredith Seacrest Leach, and Senior Vice President of Operations, Nicole Mead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lauren Lake. I lead strategic partnerships for Highlights for Children. That means that we get to work with awesome companies like MetLife. I'm probably blowing people's minds. They haven't seen a Highlights magazine in 40 years. And also the U.S. Tennis Association will be at the U.S. Open this year looking for partners, so let us know. One of the things, this is what we're doing now, but when we think about our 80-year legacy, how many people remember seeing Highlights magazine in the dentist's office, in the doctor's office, right? Right. So we started this organization really knowing that we could help kids and be there for them in tough situations, maybe if they're in a medical environment or at home. So I'm very, very pleased to be here today with these wonderful women whose foundation has carried on that legacy of being there for kids in tough times when they're in a medical environment. So I'm so happy to be here. Meredith, your family, as Ryan mentioned, created this foundation. When we were talking backstage, you kind of gave me the backstory on how you all decided to do this, what it means to you, et cetera. Can you share that with the audience?
So my brother Ryan, you might have seen him on a few shows. He, through his work, this was 15 years ago, through American Idol as well as his radio show, would visit children's hospitals. And he was there with the KISS FM. They brought in special guests, and it was energy in the hospital. And he got so much feedback saying, gosh, this was so much fun, or my kid got out of bed. And he just thought, like, it really stuck with him. And he came, I was living in LA at the time too, my parents were visiting. And he's like, you know, what can I create that could live in the hospital, that could be this place where kids can be kids, have fun, escape, use my resources for good, media and celebrity relations, whatever it may be. And it turned into creating what we now call Seacrest Studios. They're interactive media studios we build in children's hospitals. They're in kind of the epicenter, so when you come in, you see music, you see fun things happening, everything broadcast up to the patient's room, so it's super inclusive. Kids in their beds can be part of our programming, whether it's playing bingo, it's hosting shows, whether we, see Ed Sheeran's in town and he comes by to visit. So it's really become just a place, again, for kids. We say it's the no poke zone, it's nothing, and there's nothing medical happening in Seacrest Studios. So we've been fortunate, and we started in Atlanta, and at the time I had another job, and my brother said, hey, Mayor, we quit your job and run this, and thought if you're gonna work with your brother, why not do it in the space for good? So that's how it kind of got started.
I love how it creates normalcy and even kind of special opportunities for kids when they're going through a lot. That's everything, I'm sure, to both kids and parents as they're watching their child go through this, to have an opportunity to do something fun, joyful, creative.
Yes, and it's that creative outlet. When you're in the hospital, patients don't have control over a lot, so to have control over what show they want to host or what song they want to sing, and to smile and not think about what they're going through, even for a little bit, or for a parent to see their kid smile, that's what it's all about for us. Amazing. Just being that creative outlet.
Amazing. There's so much happiness in what you all do. I know that we're going through a really tough time as a country right now in terms of both mental and physical issues that kids are having. At the same time, our healthcare system is struggling. And so as an organization that is working in those spaces where there's tremendous demand on resources, how does the Ryan Seacrest Foundation continue to innovate? How do you continue to amplify your impact with these kids?
Yeah, so we currently have 14 pediatric hospitals that we partner with across the nation, soon to be 15 early next year. And as you were stating, we're seeing, and as we talk with our healthcare partners, the numbers, the influx of pediatric patients that are coming in and they need care, whether that is mental or physical, continues to increase. And there's more and more pressure for them as organizations from a funding standpoint. Our spaces are elective spaces in these healthcare facilities, and so they're not revenue generating. And that can be really tough for hospitals with all that they're facing with budget cuts and things like that right now. And so one of the things we're really focused on is how do we sustain spaces like this, because what we hear time and time again from our healthcare partners is these aren't nice to have spaces, these are must have spaces in the hospital. As Meredith said, no poke zone is often what these spaces are referred to as, and kids really know when they come down, for once they're in control of something, they can play. It's a way for their clinical care teams to come in and they can see those clinical care teams in a light that's very different from when they're receiving healthcare within the hospital. And so we are really focusing right now on protecting those spaces. What that means for us is, number one, tech innovation. So when the studios really were initially built, they were predominantly radio studios that broadcasted up to the patient rooms. But for any of you that have kids or you work in the social media space, content creation is what kids are all about these days. And so we've really shifted what our studio builds look like, how we're supporting them to be much more content creation spaces with green screens, innovative technology, cameras. We're starting to include elements of AI into the programming that we're doing, and that's all investments on our end. And then additionally, working with a lot of tech partners out there to really look at, hey, what are we not aware of that's coming down the pike that we need to be aware of? The world of media is changing so quickly. We need to be ahead of those things to make sure that what we're doing in these studios continues to be really exciting for kids and their families and their siblings that are there. And then that sustainability piece. So really looking at diversifying the support that we have. We are a public 501c3. So really making sure that we're continuing to invest not just upgrades or tech innovation, but also finances back into our hospital partners so that we really can protect these spaces going forward.
That's awesome. It seems like there's some real innovative thinking and partnership, which is how it takes a village, right? Meredith, looking to the future, we talked about some challenges, but what gives you the most hope that you guys can continue to do this work and have this level of impact?
I think whenever you start an organization, we built the first one, we never dreamed we'd have 16 next year, and we have projects going through 2031. So just to see that what we're doing is working and helping, and we're grateful for that. And we want to continue the growth, but again, we want to make sure we don't get so big that we can't sustain what we built. So it is a thing, because we got into technology, it's ever changing. So we have to go back and remodel and update. And we want, if you're in Atlanta or if you're in Dallas or if you're in New York, wherever you are, you feel that the space feels elevated, it feels great, it feels clean, it feels wonderful, welcoming. So we're just constantly working on maintaining and sustaining what we built. And I think overall, we hope if you have to be in the children's hospital, if this can be a place that brings you a smile or you have a positive memory leaving, that's the goal for what the space that we create there. So I know it's kind of hard to sometimes figure out what does the studio really look like and how is this in the hospital. So we are going to go down the street to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and do a live feed into our Seacrest studio. let's see, I'm like, where are they? So you should have Anna, Glenn, and Nicholas. Oh, now I can see.
Oh, perfect.
There we go. If you can wave hello, and we have our friend Amaya there. We wanted to show you, and this is, if you were, say, bedside, you could see this from your room right now. So we just want to give you a little inside look into Seacrest Studios at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hi, guys.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We're so excited to be joining you live from our studio in Atlanta, right down the street. But I really wanted to introduce you to one of our very favorite patients and our best friend, Amaya, to share a little bit about her time in the studio and in the hospital.
Hi, my name is Amaya Brown. I'm 13 years old and I have sickle cell. Sickle cell is a chronic disease of the blood that makes me come into the hospital for long stretches of time. So I was in here almost monthly last year, and when I was here, I would come here to the Seacrest Studios a lot and come here for the various events, and it was just very helpful in just like improving my mood and my day on the days I wasn't feeling so well. One time that stands out is when they had like this makeup artist over. It was really cool. And I was not feeling well that day. I did not want to get out of my room. And my mom was like, no, go on, go. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that good. Then I was like, oh, there's a and I got my makeup done, and that was really cool. And also, I have formed a bond with a lot of the staff of the Seacrest studio, and they've also supported some of the ventures that I've had. Like, for example, they let me promo my book that I wrote here in the Seacrest Studios. It's called The Unassuming Superhero. So that was cool. And yeah, they just always supported everything I've done, and it's always been super fun. I always know when I come in here, it's going to be a good time. But yeah, I hope that there will be some in every hospital all day, because I think that all the kids need it. It's very fun.
Yes. Well, Amaya, you are a superhero, and we so enjoy when you get to come down here and hang out with us. But thank you all so much for letting us join you and give a little sneak peek into our studio today.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, guys. You're always relieved when the tech works.
All right. I don't know about you all, but like that just uplifted me, just seeing, not even being in the space, but just seeing the happiness that it brings to her. I just want to thank you both for all the work that you do. I know that we know that people recover better when they feel happy, when they feel less stressed, and that is, I'm certain, the experience that you're giving to kids like Maya and everyone else. So
Yes, well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you all for having us.
Thank you.